Hi guys, so I have a bunch of books behind me and I'm gonna be telling you all about them. So I'm just gonna tell you about my little personal library. And we're gonna start off with one of my favorites, Demon Slayer. So I just recently watched the movie. I have the whole set. My uncle works at Barnes & Noble, so he gifted it to me. Yeah, but Demon Slayer, if you guys don't know what it's about Tanjiro here and Nezuko. And Tanjiro becomes a Demon Slayer because his sister becomes a demon. And he tries to turn her back into a human. And it's really, really good. There's a lot of like cool pictures and stuff. But yeah, if you guys never watched Demon Slayer, never read it, I would recommend it 100%. It's doing really good in the box office, I guess. So if you guys want to watch the movie too, definitely do it. It's so good. But yeah, Demon Slayer. Now this book here is called Powerless. It's by Lauren Roberts. One thing that you should know about me, I never finish anything that I start. So it goes with movies, shows, everything. So you're gonna see that I haven't fully read a lot of these, as you can see. But this book is really, really good. I really liked it. It's about this girl, Peyton, and she is so like the world, it's been a long time since I read it, but basically everybody has powers, or only some people do. And I think there's only some powers that are allowed. Or I don't know, I think it's if you don't have, it's been a long time since I read it. But the main character girl, I don't think she has powers, and that's not allowed, I think. So she pretends that she's like a psychic. And she saves like the prince from getting killed. And the prince is not a good guy, I think. I think he's the one that's killing all the people who don't have powers. Yeah, powerless. She is powerless. That's what it is. I'm sorry about the light. It's really weird. I don't know why it keeps turning off. But she saves him, and while she does that, he ends up like helping her. Like there's this huge like tournament and they're supposed to fight, and he helps her during it. It's interesting. Sorry, but maybe we could read what it's about. Okay. Alright. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ila. The exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifting to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ila, I think, and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Ila's princes, Kai, she's thrown into the Purging Trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's power. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will, if he discovers what Peyton is, completely ordinary. So yeah, it's a love story. It's really, really good. I liked it. I don't know, sometimes I stop reading when things, I know like when a character does something I don't like, I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna take a break, and I think that's what happened in this one. But yeah, I liked it a lot, and I might read it again, but I don't know, we'll see. Alright, on to the next book. Okay, so we're gonna go to back-to-back manga. So, well, not manga, one's a webtoon, but this one's a manga. Death Note my favorite anime ever. My friend actually borrowed this to me before the pandemic happened, and I never gave it back. But it's all in one, so it's freaking humongous. If you don't know about Death Note, basically, here, let me show you the characters. So we have Light, who is a normal student, super bright, has so much knowledge, really smart, and he picks up a journal that says Death Note on it, and he finds out that if you write a name in the book, the person will die. And yeah, it's really freaking good. Like, I would say it's like suspenseful, mystery. I really like it. If you guys are into anime and never watched this, I would recommend it. If you're not into anime and want to watch anime, I would start with this one. It's really good. This was maybe, I watched Naruto first. This was my second anime, or third, but I really liked it. Yeah, and it's super long, guys. Super long. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Put this back. Don't even know how I even got it in. Okay, this is Ryuk. This is the person that comes with the journal. Basically, he owns it. Okay, we have Age Matters. Okay, so I saw this at Barnes & Noble, but I read this webtoon like years ago. Okay, so webtoons, I love romance. I love it, love it. It's just a romance story. Basically, this character here, he is a bit younger. He's like 23, 22, I think, and he is the CEO of a company. And she is like 28, maybe 27, 28, and she works at the company. So it says that she's a hopeless romantic who's turning 30 and is not super happy about it. He's a reclusive billionaire who's hired her to be his assistant / cook, and he's not too happy about that either. Together, they rewrite the rules of friendship, love, work, and the best way to clean someone's apartment. So I think at some time, like, they lived together, but I really like this one. It was really good. So yeah. Well, it's not like it's really wholesome. It's nothing like bad. It's really good. I liked it a lot. If you're into webtoons, into romance, this is a good one. Yeah, it's really, I liked it. I saw it and I had to buy it. I really wanted to support the author. So if you guys see this around, it's a good one. Okay, so here, and I actually finished that one, or at least because, you know, webtoons, they keep going. So I actually read almost all of it. I don't know if it's been updated. Haven't went back. Okay, so here's another one. My sister recommended this book, and my best friend, A Court of Thorns and Roses. This one is pretty good. It's been a long time since I read it, so I fully read it. Ignore that, but I fully read it. Let me see. I'll read what it's about. Well, there goes the bookmark. Okay. She stole a life, now she must pay with her heart. When 19-year-old huntress Feyre kills a wolf in the woods, a terrifying creature arrives to demand retribution. Dragged to a treacherous, magical land she knows only about from legends, Feyre discovers that her capture is not truly a beast, but one of the lethal immortal fairies who once ruled her world. At least he's not a beast all the time. As she adapts to her new home, her feelings for the fairy, Tamlin, transform from icy hostility into fiery passion that burns through every lie she's been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of the Fae. But something is not right in the fairyland. An ancient, wicked shadow is growing, and Feyre must find a way to stop it or doom Tamlin and his world forever. Yeah, so basically, she kills a wolf, and I guess it was one of the Fae, and because of that, she had to go to their world, and they end up falling in love. But it's really good, complicated a bit. There's a lot more books, so I have it's right here, I think, on this side, but I have the whole set, but I only read one of them. Like I said, I am the worst with finishing things, so yeah. This one was good, but it was kind of slow. I stopped reading a lot, so let's keep going. Okay, here's another book I never finished. So this one's called House of Salt and Sorrows. Actually, this one was interesting, like really interesting, but I only went like a little bit more than halfway. So this book I really liked. Okay, so it kind of reminded me of like the story of the 12 dancing princesses, I think, or whatever. I don't even know that because of those old Barbie movies, but this book is about 12 sisters who, it's like a interesting world. So they live by the sea. Their dad is like an important person, but there's a curse on all the girls, and like a lot of the sisters start dying, and they don't know why. So it starts off like one of the sisters died, and they're trying to figure out what happened to her, and she, the main character, keeps getting like visions of her, and it's kind of confusing. There's a lot going on. It's kind of creepy, mysterious, a lot of stuff is happening. I'm gonna read the back, so because like so much went on, and I haven't read this in a very long time. I don't remember everything, but I'm gonna read back. I think it's Annalee. Oh, let's just say Anna. No, Annalee lives a sheltered life at Highmore with her sisters. Once there was 12, but loneliness fills the grand halls now that 4 of the girls' lives have been cut short, each death more tragic than the last. Disturbed by a series of ghostly visions, Annalee becomes increasingly suspicious that her sisters' deaths were no accidents. The girls have been sneaking out every night to attend glittering balls, dancing until dawn in silk gowns and shimmering slippers, and Annalee isn't sure whether to try to stop them or to join their forbidden trysts. Because who or what are they really dancing with? When her involvement with a mysterious stranger who has secrets of his own intensifies. It's a race to unravel the darkness that has fallen over her family before it claims her next. So, I have no idea who is killing these sisters. No clue at all. Like, there's so many people who could be the killer. So, kind of hard to tell. But I enjoyed it a lot from what I've read, and if I continue, I think it ended really well. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now we're getting to scary. So I like anime, I like romance, I freaking love horror. So this one also didn't finish. I had a book club with my friend with this book, they read the whole thing. I did not. But this one is interesting. It was really creepy. There's like pictures in it, like drawings that are really creepy. It's called Hidden Pictures. So basically what's it about? This girl who was in rehab before, and her counselor helped her get a job babysitting while two of the parents worked. So the kid is, I think, maybe like 4 years old. So she ends up living in a shed in like behind their house, and the kid starts drawing really creepy pictures, and it's of this woman, really scary looking. Let me see if I can find like a picture of it. So yeah, so like throughout there's like a bunch of different drawings, and then there's like creepy drawings too. Okay, so she starts, like, stuff starts happening in the shed. So turns out that I think the person that the kid is drawing used to live in the shed and died or something. The parents see the drawings and stuff, and they're like, oh, like, he's just because he's starting to do school and stuff, like, just ignore it. But, you know, she can't because she's living in the shed, and crazy stuff is happening, like loud sounds and just really like creepy stuff. But the parents are just like, forget it. But yeah, it was really good. I read a little less than half. I would read more, but my attention span is just like, and I was reading another book while I was reading this one, so I never got back to it, but I really liked it. It was really good. Really creepy. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so this one, 5 Survive. This one I read the whole thing. So I was home alone, and I started reading this at 10 p.m. It's a horror as well. It's creepy. Okay, so when I read it, because I got it at Half Price Books, when I read it, I thought that this was gonna go a different way. So basically, it's a bunch of friends who go to want to go to like their senior trip, but one girl, the main character, can't afford it. So she, like, all her friends are like, hey, why don't we go do a road trip or whatever, and then we can save money and we can go to the senior trip without making the girl feel uncomfortable. So they do that, and like they're in it's like middle of the night. They go to a random town, and the group, like the car crashes or something, like something happens to the tires, and they are stranded in the middle of the woods. No cell phone service, don't know where anything's at, like a town, have no idea. So they're like trying to figure out what's going on, and it turns out that there is somebody in the woods trying to kill them, and one of them has a secret, and the killer is saying if the person tells the secret, then they will be set free. And to be honest, who the killer was, because it's one of the people, like one of the friends, is the killer, or like part of the killers, and it was pretty obvious. And I thought this was gonna go a different way. I was a little disappointing at the ending because it was so obvious who the killer was right in the beginning. Not gonna spoil who, just in case, but I'm also really good at predicting what happens in movies, shows, and books. I think it's because I watch like a lot of mystery stuff, but it was still like pretty good. But I had a high expectation, but I could read the inside for you guys. Okay. 8 hours, 6 friends, 5 survive. Red Kenny is on a road trip for spring break with 5 friends. Her best friend and her older brother his perfect girlfriend, a friend from school, and the guy Red wishes was more than a friend. But they won't make it to their destination. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, they soon realize that it was no accident. They have been trapped by someone out there in the dark, someone who clearly wants them dead. With 8 hours until dawn, good game, good movie. The 6 friends must escape or figure out which of them is the target. But is there a liar among them? Buried secrets will be forced to light, and tensions inside the RV will reach deadly levels. Not all of them will survive the night. That's really good. Except the ending. Alright, let's move on. But yeah, that one I did finish because I finished it in a day because I wanted to know who the killer was. Another book. So there's no, there's no bookmark. I can never remember that word. There's no bookmark in this one, but I read, I think like 1/4. Okay, The Bone Keeper. Okay, so don't go down to the woods today. I'm gonna just read, because I haven't read this in a very, very long time. I think this is when I first started reading again, because I used to be a big reader in high school. I just picked these books up and I thought this was interesting, so it was been a long time since I read it. So I'm gonna read the back and I'm gonna tell you what I remember. He'll slice your flesh, your bones he'll keep. The bone keeper's coming and he'll make you weep. What if the figure that haunted your nightmares as a child was real? 20 years ago, 4 teenagers went exploring in the local woods trying to find the supposed home of the Bone Keeper. Only 3 returned. Now a woman is found wandering the streets, horrifically injured, claiming to have fled the evil urban myth, and then a body turns up. So, what I remember is the main character, her brother, was actually the one who went missing, that they mentioned in the back of the book. And she is a cop and like tries to forget everything about like what happened. And then a girl, like they mentioned, she runs out the woods screaming all bloody and is like, hey, help me, and then is like, the Bone Keeper tried to kill me. That is where I stopped. I don't know why. I think it was kind of slow, but it was interesting. I mean, I think if I read more, I'd find it creepy, but it was good. It was nicely written. So, yeah. Let's move on. Okay. Here is another book. I didn't read a lot of this one. I didn't. The cover was interesting. So, it's called The Dead House. And I read only a little bit. As you guys can see, I will read the back. It's pretty short. I am real. I exist. They won't kill me. Send me away. Okay, so they won't send me away. They won't send me away. So, let's see. I guess we could read. But what I remember, so this girl is at school. It's like one of those overnight, for what they're called, like they're always at the school. And she writes in her journal, so it's like all in her journal, I think. And in the daytime, it's, you know, the girl, and at nighttime, it's like a switch. So she's like kind of crazy. You can see like all of it's like a journal. And it's like, I actually think it might be like a police officer's evidence. So it's like Halloween Party Clip 2, 70 days until the incident, inpatient session recording. Like, here's like a letter. Looks like an email. It's interesting. But I'll read the inside. 3 students dead. Carly Johnson vanished without a trace. 2 decades have passed since an inferno swept through Elmbridge High, claiming the lives of 3 teenagers and causing one student, Carly Johnson, to disappear. The main suspect, Caitlin, the girl of nowhere. Caitlin's diary, discovered in the ruins of Elmbridge High, reveals the thoughts of a disturbed mind. Its charred pages tell a sinister version of the events that took place that tragic night. And the girl of nowhere is caught in the center of it. But many claim Caitlin doesn't exist. And in a way, she doesn't, because she is the alter ego of Carly Johnson. Carly gets the day, Caitlin gets the night. It's during the night that a mysterious surrounding the dead house unravels and a dark, twisted magic ruins the lives of each student that dares touch it. Yeah. It was honestly like an interesting read. Didn't read all of it, but you know, it's a bunch of like evidence from the police. So you see like pages from her diary, you see emails, you see like a bunch of different point of views. It's very unique. But I don't know why I didn't finish reading it. I'm just like that. Alright, next book. Okay. So I just started reading this one. It's called To Charm a Dark Prince, but I don't know if I'm going to continue reading this one, because some books, if they are weird or weirdly written, I give up a lot, and this one is kind of weird. I'll read the back to you guys. Okay. A woman taken captive agrees to charm, then betray a tyrant prince in exchange for her freedom. But when passion burns between them, she must decide who the real monster is. Unwillingly transported to a magical realm of Avalon, Gwen finds herself in the hands of its dark and beautiful ruler, the Prince in Iron, Mordred. Unlike his uncle, the King Arthur of legend, Mordred is feared as a tyrant, trapping anyone with magic in an enchanted crystal prison. When Gwen is captured after discovering her own magical talents, she strikes a deal with Mordred, enemy, seeing no other way to escape. If she can seduce the prince, gaining his trust and breaking the crystal, they will show her how to use her magic to return home. Only Mordred shows a strange gentleness to Gwen. He even allows her to join his court, treating her as a treasured guest. And despite promising each day to imprison her in the crystal, he only draws her closer, fanning the flames of desire between them into an inferno. But how long will his love last when he discovers her betrayal? Yeah. I was reading this actually on my Kindle, so I would say I'm like a quarter done. But yeah, she gets transferred into this world, and the guy is crazy. Like, wants to like hurt everybody, killing people, and she's just like, oh my god, he's so cute. I'm not a fan of that at all. I feel like it's too childish a little bit, if that might be kind of mean. I mean, it was kind of interesting in the beginning, but I don't know. Maybe I'll continue reading this, but I just don't like when people are very like, I don't know, like, it just felt childish. I don't know. She curses a lot, and she's just like, the things she says just is so, it doesn't feel like a book. It feels like a show. Like it would be a funny show. Not much of a fan, but I don't know. I like romance, so we'll see. Okay, so I just picked up this book at Target, and it's pretty big. I haven't read it yet, but it says, Fate Doesn't Favor the Wicked, a dark enemies to lovers romantasy series. When they say dark, I hope it's not bad, but it's called Neverkeep. Let's see. It's a lot of pages. This is a very, very long summary. I'm gonna read it. Okay. The dragons are lost, the elements are at war, enlisting isn't an option, and I'm falling for a man who wants me dead. I'm a wielder of hearts and summoner of corruption, heir to nothing and born to a fool in the wrong damn mouth. But I'm also one of the only two fae, kind of like the fae, a lot of books with that. But I'm also the only one of only two fae in this divided land of Helens who might be starting to see through the lies we've swallowed for so long. In the year we turn 21, conscripts from across the warring nations of air, fire, and earth and water are sent to Neverkeep, the only place in our besieged continent where our magic can be awakened. But something is wrong inside Neverkeep. Something which might extend far beyond the reaches of this desolate fortress. Within the I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with me. Within the within the gothic walls of this frigid castle in the snow, we're left to hold our own against a brutal fae from the opposing lands. The reapers are merciless, the royals are lying, the werewolves run rampant, and vampires roam the wastelands in bloodthirsty covens. But even though death lurks in every shadow of the keep, it's the least of my worries. I'm delving into secrets the stars don't want me uncovering, making alliances with fae born to be my enemy, falling for a sinner while promising my heart to a different heathen, and somewhere amid it all, I'm supposed to win a war. I thought the only thing I had to do was survive my magical instruction. Turns out fate doesn't favor the wicked. So I read that, and when I bought it, I thought it seemed interesting. I hope it's not like, I'm not much of a fan of like, well, it's kind of pretty, of like really dark stuff. But I don't see any like warnings. Yeah, there's no warning. So when I read dark, I was like, ooh, like I really hope that it's not, I don't know. But yeah, I might read this one. We'll see if I finish the whole thing though. Like I said to you guys, I am not the best reader or finisher. All right. Last book, and this book is my favorite. I'm actually, so it looks like I haven't read the whole thing, but I'm actually rereading it. So this is a this is a 3-part book. I've only read 1 and 2, but I want to reread it before I get to the third one. So it's called Once Upon a Broken Heart. I don't really want to spoil it too much, but I'll tell you what it's about, and then I'll read the back. So, I forgot her name, Evangeline. So, it starts off with Evangeline, the main character, and she's very, very sad because her crush, her lover, her boyfriend, this is like a fairy tale kind of thing, but he is going to marry her stepsister, and she's like, oh, he's cursed, there's no way he loves me, how can he do that to me? So she goes and tries to find a fae, and it's the Fae of Hearts. He is supposed to help people find true love, like kind of that kind of stuff. So she finds his like church, and so she goes in and she is like, please help me, I am in love with somebody who's gonna marry another. And he is there, and he's like, yo, how'd you get in here? Like, I'm hidden, like, I don't know. Trust me, I know this whole book and I want to spoil it, but I'm not gonna. But he's like, I can help you, but you have to do something in return. And she's just like, oh, you never make a deal with a fae. But she was very desperate, so she's like, sure, I'll do anything. So then she's just like, stop the wedding, nothing else, don't hurt anybody, don't hurt her stepsister, nothing. So then he kisses like her hand, or bites it, I don't remember, and it leaves like a heart on it, or like a couple hearts. So then he like disappears, and she's like, oh, like she had a bad feeling. She goes to like where the wedding would be, and everybody is turned to stone. And he's there, and he's like, there. Now he was like, this is what you wanted. And she was like, no, I did not want everybody to be turned to stone. Her family, her stepsister, her lover. And she's like, turn them back. And he's like, no, I can't. This is what you asked for. And she's like, well, what can I do? And he was like, here's this poison. If you drink it, everybody turns back to human, but you turn to stone. And she's like, oh my god, like, I don't know if I can do that. But then she ends up drinking it, and she turns to stone. And that's just the freaking first chapter. But to go on, she does end up not being in stone anymore. And lots of crazy stuff happens. It's a really, really good book. I really, really like this one, and I'm happy because a lot, as you guys can see, I have a lot of books back there that I've never read. Just because, like, I sometimes I get busy, but I'm glad I read this one. It's so good. But I'm gonna read the back to you guys because I'm sure there's a lot more insight since I only told you about the first chapter. How far would you go for a happily ever after? Evangeline Fox has always believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Desperate to stop the wedding, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic immortal Prince of Hearts, but she soon discovers that her bargaining with the Prince of Hearts is a dangerous game. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after, I said that's so stupid, or the most exquisite tragedy. Sorry, I've just been yapping, so I can't say words. Okay, so yes, like the beginning, like that was the beginning, but so much happens in this book. It's really, really good. And if you guys like romance and like fantasy, I would recommend this one. I don't know, like I want to read it again. Like it's so good. Like there's so much that goes on. The story is really good, really well written, and it's by Stephanie Garber. So if you guys end up wanting to read a book, I would recommend this one. But yeah, those are the books that I wanted to tell you guys about. Maybe I'll go through all the books in my collection. But yeah, I hope you guys liked me telling you guys about my stories on my books. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your evening.